I thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, distinguished members of the Council. It is my pleasure to present the Secretary General's report on Haiti and to brief this Council on the latest developments in the country. It is particularly an honor to do it in the presence of Prime Minister Alex Didier Fils-Aimé, and I take this opportunity to thank him for the support and the trust he has placed in the United Nations and in particular on the political mission in the country. His presence also underscores the strong commitment of the Haitian authorities to engage directly with the Security Council at this critical juncture. I would like to also welcome the participation of the Special Representative of the Gang Suppression Force, my colleague Jack Christopheris, whose recent arrival in Haiti signals the progress achieved since my last briefing. I also wish to commend the appointment of Ms. Daniela Kroslak as the head of ONSO. I am very satisfied, Mr. President, that BINU, along with the UN Support Office in Haiti and the Gang Suppression Force, have established a close and constructive relationship in support of the national efforts by the Haitians towards security, stability, and the restoration of democratic institutions in Haiti. Mr. President, when I last briefed the Council in January, I underscored that Haiti was entering a decisive phase requiring sustained efforts across the political and security tracks. This phase is clearly now fully underway. Haiti stands at a pivotal moment where political and institutional progress is laying the foundations for a credible path forward. On the political front, the transfer of executive authority on 7 February to the Council of Ministers under the leadership of Prime Minister Fils-Aimé ensured institutional continuity at a moment of significant vulnerability. The National Pact for Stability and the Organization of Elections, signed by hundreds of political and civil society organizations, has created a broader Haitian-led political framework, one that reflects a collective commitment to steer the transition and reinforce national cohesion. Building on this momentum, efforts are underway to widen participation and further broaden national buy-in. Against this background, we continue to exercise our good offices to foster inclusive dialogue, bringing together political actors, civil society, women and youth, and to help maintain the transition on an effective path towards the restoration of democratic institutions. Mr. President, Haitian stakeholders are clear. Elections remain the only legitimate path back to constitutional order. The recent completion of political party registration, the first since 2016, is a critical milestone. National authorities are now updating the electoral legal framework, an important step to turn commitments into timely actions. Other critical steps, such as the revision and approval of the electoral budget, required prompt attention. BINU will continue to be engaged in supporting national efforts and coordinating international assistance to help deliver credible and inclusive elections in Haiti. Other developments on the ground also indicate signs of progress. Signs of progress, security gains in parts of downtown Port-au-Prince, though difficult to sustain, demonstrate that change can be achieved. The recent holding of Council of Ministers meetings at the National Palace, after more than 3 years of limited state presence in that area, is not only symbolic, it is also a powerful signal of the state's gradual return. Mr. President, distinguished members of the Council, this progress is real, but the context remains fragile. The security situation continues to be of great concern. The recent massacre in Jardini in the Artibonite department where dozens were killed on 28th and 29th of March, and the attacks in Marigot in the Southeast Department on 11 April, are tragic reminders that insecurity remains a daily reality for far too many Haitians. This violence spreads fear, drives displacement, and continues to expand beyond Port-au-Prince as criminal gangs broaden their reach. Today, as the Council is aware, almost 1.5 million people are internally displaced, mostly because of violence, and an estimated 6.4 million Haitians will require humanitarian assistance in 2026. Behind these figures are communities under immense strain, where insecurity and humanitarian needs are increasingly intertwined. Without tangible improvements on the security front, progress will be difficult to sustain. As national security forces continue to be strengthened, the full and timely deployment of the Gang Suppression Force is essential to reinforce these national efforts. Mr. President, unity of purpose, cohesion, and operational clarity are indispensable in such a complex environment. In this regard, the coordination mechanism established on 14 April, bringing together BINU, the recently established UN Support Office in Haiti, and the Gang Suppression Force, is instrumental in ensuring that international support is coherent, coordinated, and aligned with the national priorities determined by the Haitian authorities. At the same time, as this Council has recognized, the security response alone will not suffice. Renewed national efforts on disarmament, dismantlement, reintegration, and community violence reduction play a significant role in consolidating security gains and creating space for further political and electoral progress. The reconstitution of the National Commission for Disarmament, Dismantlement, and Reintegration on 24 February is a welcome and an important step. BINU is already providing technical support to help design viable pathways for disengagement and reintegration, particularly for children and youth associated with gangs. During a visit to Le Cai on 7 April, where the Prime Minister and other international partners were present, I witnessed firsthand how orientation and transit centers can help to restore hope, offering meaningful alternatives to children and youth, vulnerable to violence in these circumstances. And these initiatives must be sustained, but must be also scaled up under the leadership of the national authorities and with the continued support of BINU, the entire UN system, and the international community more widely. Mr. President, without visible progress in the administration of justice and the fight against impunity, the restoration of state authority will remain susceptible to reversal. I welcome the progress made in establishing the two specialized judicial units on mass crimes and financial crimes, and look forward to the appointment of the judges that would allow these courts to be fully operational. Concurrently, we must address one of the key drivers of violence, the continued flow of illicit arms and ammunition. While sanctions remain a critical tool to deter those seeking to further destabilize the country, it is equally important to intensify efforts to curb these flows, which continue to fuel gang expansion and criminal control. Major attacks, such as those recently registered in Jean-Denis, are closely linked to these dynamics. When access to ammunition is reduced, violence declines. When supply resumes, large-scale attacks follow. This cycle must be broken. Strengthening the implementation of the arms embargo, combating trafficking, and tightening weapons control must remain a top priority. Monsieur le Président, distingués membres du Conseil.
Mr. President, distinguished members of the
En
Council,
janvier, nous
in
soulignons
January,
que cette année
we
devait
underlined
être
that
celle
this
des
year
progrès,
should be the
des
year of
progrès
progress,
tangibles.
tangible
Celle où les
progress,
efforts politiques et sécuritaires
We
devait
welcome
converger
the
pour remettre
political and
la
security
transition
efforts
sur
that
une
should converge to
trajectoire
put the transition
irréversible.
on an irreversible trajectory.
Aujourd'hui,
Today,
les bases ont été établies. La continuité institutionnelle a été
institutional
préservée.
continuity has been preserved.
Un cadre politique haïtien a émergé.
A political
Et
framework
des
has
progrès ont
emerged
été enregistrés pour
progress
avancer vers le
has
rétablissement
been
des
achieved to move
institutions
towards
démocratiques.
reestablishing democratic
Mais ces acquis
institutions.
resteront
But
fragiles
these
tant
achievements
qu'ils
will
ne se
continue to be
traduiront pas
fragile as long
en
as they are
résultats
not
concrets
translated
pour la
into
population,
tangible results for
en
the
particulier
population, especially
en matière de
when it
sécurité.
comes to security.
Les Haïtiennes et les Haïtiens
Haitian
doivent
men and
pouvoir
women
reprendre
should
leur
be
vie
able to
quotidienne
restart their daily
sans la
lives
peur
without
d'être tués,
being afraid
violés
of being
ou
killed,
kidnappés.
raped, or kidnapped.
L'heure
The
est à la
time has come for
responsabilité
collective
collective,
responsibility.
avec un engagement
With
national
sustained
soutenu
national
et un appui
engagement
international
and
coordonné,
coordinated
il est
international
possible de
support, it
transformer
is
cette phase
possible to
critique
turn this
en
critical
véritable tournant
phase
pour les pays.
into a real game changer for the country.
Les Nations Unies,
The
à travers le
United
BNU,
Nations, through
resteront
BNU,
pleinement
will
engagées
continue
aux
to be
côtés des
fully
autorités
committed
haïtiennes
alongside the
pour
Haitian
aider à
authorities
convertir
to
cette
turn
fenêtre
this
d'opportunité
window of
et progrès
opportunity into
tangible
tangible
vers
progress
la
towards
restauration de la sécurité
restoring
et
security
le
and
rétablissement
reestablishing
des institutions
democratic
démocratiques.
institutions.
L'engagement constant
The
et uni
constant and
du Conseil de
unified commitment
sécurité
of the
et de ses
Security
membres
Council and its
demeure
members continues to
indispensable
be
pour maintenir
indispensable
l'élan,
to maintain this
assurer
impetus,
la cohérence
ensure
de
the
l'appui
coherence
international
of
et
international
accompagner
support,
Haïti
and
sur la
walk
voie d'une
alongside Haiti
stabilisation
on the
durable.
path of sustainable stabilization.
Comme le rappelle un proverbe
And I
haïtien,
would like to recall a Haitian
main
proverb,
en pile,
Men en
chai
pile,
palou.
chai palou.
Je vous remercie.